So it seems that the popular opinion is that K-pop concerts are overpriced, and I think that everyone would agree that K-pop companies do enjoy collecting money. However, I genuinely don't think that K-pop concerts are overpriced, or at least the majority of them anyway. This is based off both my personal experience and the base price for tickets at which they are released, not resale, and not including the dynamic pricing thing which they have going on in America. That's very strange. Firstly, the postage stamp, which is a good quote I got from a friend when I was previously rambling about this topic of K-pop concerts. People aren't thinking about the postage stamp when buying a ticket, and by this I'm not referring to a literal postage stamp, but rather the price of shipping and taking everything around the world with you on tour, such as stage design and props, and the million outfit changes that each idol has for the performances, as well as the amount of staff that come with the groups on these tours. I don't think either of these can be comparable to a Western artist, to be completely honest with you. I looked at my twice ready to be tour footage from 2023, and from one concert there were 5 outfit changes alone per member, and then you realise they will have multiple of the same outfit as well as wearing different fits for different concerts depending on the group, and of course they're always different. I know for sure that Blackpink and aespa have worn different fits for different concerts on different days. Let's also account for props / stage design. A recent example that comes to mind is 80s. They brought the whole Eiffel Tower on tour with them, it seems. Transporting the Eiffel Tower around the world will not come cheap either. We need to keep these things in mind when we complain about ticket prices, as well as flying 50 staff and whoever else and whatever else around the world with them. Production value, because what K-pop gives us is a proper performance that is genuinely of the highest standard, with an incredibly high production value, which you will see few and far between from other artists. It will constantly bring you a proper show rather than just a regular concert, which there is nothing wrong with, by the way, especially with the bigger groups who can afford and are able to have bigger venues and higher budgets for the shows. Because we all know Playboy Carti isn't going to give us a choreography with every song, not with every song, with any song I should say. Also, again, to reiterate, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, it's just different types of experiences and shows. Going off personal experience here, I have only been to one non-K-pop concert properly. That was 2017 or 2018, I can't remember, and it was good, really good. And I also remember around the same time there was a Khalid concert. I didn't go, I wasn't bothered about going, but I remember the tickets were £50. A nice £50 7 years ago, not the 2025 version of what £50 would be. And we look at the production on that tour, and it is the artist performing their songs with some visuals in the background. Now, Blackpink in Your Area World Tour 2019, Manchester, cheapest tickets £65, which is £15 more. Bearing in mind this is Blackpink and not new group pricing, and with that you are getting a more complete performance and production, with the price having to be split between 4 members as well, and undoubtedly a lot more staff. And also the live band was there in 2019 as well. Yes, this is 2019 pricing, but I am just comparing 2 concerts within a similar time frame. But let's compare 2 from 2025. Enhypen, Nosebleeds, £114.75, and the very first other concert which I can see on AXS right now at the same venue, Kylie Minogue, Washed, tickets £87, and I mean, Enhypen in the small 2025 are definitely more in demand. You could argue these are the worst tickets though. I mean, VIP tickets, I can understand why they may seem expensive, but I don't think that is always the case, generally varying between 200 to 400 for most groups, which I will discuss how much I paid for some of these later, and how I think they are worth the money, for me at least anyway. However, VIP tickets are just a luxury. You can still just get standing or seated tickets close to the front for much less. You just don't get the VIP benefits if you are only bothered about the concert and not the extra bits. And I'll use the upcoming Blackpink tour as an example of this. The best non-VIP tickets you can get at Wembley go for around £270, whereas a jump to VIP goes up to £637.50, £350 increase. And with all that being said, that is actually quite a lot, considering the benefits of VIP for Blackpink aren't that much, mainly with the no artist participation and soundcheck. However, I will see at the time what the VIP benefits properly offer. If they give me a photo card, then I'm happy. But the point being, you can still get some of the better seating options for better prices without having to have the VIP price if you just want good seats. All that being said, the Blackpink think non-VIP is still quite expensive, but you understand what I mean in terms of they usually have quite a big increase from VIP just to regular good seats, and which I would say the prices generally seem fair enough. Having to split revenue between however many members, twice 9 members, even though that actually doesn't happen, and they will get paid per whatever based on profits made across all activities, rather than getting paid for the individual concert or activity. The money will still have to be split in some way somehow, and I just think the overall takeaway is that people just see a high price for the most expensive tickets and just react like, no way, fuck off, without taking into account how much money tours and concerts actually cost. And it's not just for K-pop. I saw Baby No Money saying how he loses money on his concerts, and he tries to put on a special concert for his fans, and by no means is he a small artist.
And you tour at like a 2,000 to 3,000 capacity like tour, and you want to bring production and try to make it a cool experience for your fans, you are always in the red. I'm aiming to do this like 33 stop tour in Europe, and it will net me negative $127,000.
However, as a fan, as someone attending, it's easy to think this way and not realise the cost and what goes into everything behind the scenes when it is just one day for us and it is over. However, for me personally, I am willing to support my favourite artist no matter what, and I am lucky enough to do so. So how much have I paid? Was it worth it? Yes. Most recently, Artemis VIP package upgrade, which altogether cost £196.56, my cheapest VIP ticket so far, and it was well worth it, even though I missed out on the VIP items. However, the VIP tickets came with basically right at the front, no matter what time you show up, high touch signed poster, and a set of objects / photo cards for those unfamiliar. Esper, £300.50, soundcheck VIP gifts and seats fairly close to the front, and I saw GG, so of course this was worth every fucking penny. I would say I think things start to get expensive when you reach like the £400 range, at least in my opinion, and depending on what you actually get with it. With my twice 2023 tickets costing £397.50, which came with average seats as I messed up with ticketing on the day, soundcheck and the merch items, or the VIP items. Although it is twice, so it is expected to be more expensive, and the production of the tour is magnificent. And I'll do one more because why not? IVE 2024, £342.75 with soundcheck, VIP items, and I was right at the front. I did good with the IVE ticketing. Actually, 2 more. These 2 were just too good value to leave out. i-dle were £200 bang on, best value for money concert ever. Signed poster, great VIP items, soundcheck and high touch. There will never be that value for money at a K-pop concert ever again, I fear. And Stacey were closer, £204.88, soundcheck, high touch and a photo card. Anyway, that's waffle for today done. I personally don't think K-pop concerts are overpriced, and I am happy to pay the VIP prices and support my faves, as much as I know they can be quite a lot sometimes.